guys, welcome back to my channel. Why not? It's your girl Miss K. All right, so today we're going to be going over the latest episode of Marriage Boot Camp Hip Hop Edition. All right, so the day starts off a little rocky for two couples. That's Joseline and Ballistic and Adjua and Styles. Okay, with Joseline and Ballistic, they're dealing with Stevie trying to take them to court for custody or whatever. Now, I'm not sure if he's trying to go for sole custody or what, but I just know that the point is it's stressing her out, and the way she makes it seem is he's trying to take the baby away, and I'm not even sure why he's doing all that. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Sometimes I feel like Stevie is a vindictive type of person, even though he is the one that causes a lot of the pain to the women that he's been with. But it kind of seems like for some reason he's always being vindictive. Like, if they leave him alone, he's still got to cause them some pain some way, somehow. It's terrible. But anyway, we ain't talking about Stevie, but that's Joseline's situation. So she's saying she feel like she's going to have a bad day. But I think she pretty much handled it pretty well. She went throughout the day pretty well. Okay, so anyway, then we got Adjua and Styles, and they're talking, and he's basically saying he want to leave because he didn't sign up for this and all that. So long story short, they had boundaries when they first came, or before they decided to come on the show. They said, okay, we're gonna have some boundaries. There's certain things that we're not gonna talk about, because he's saying, you know, he ain't trying to embarrass himself or whatever. I guess it has to do with his job, and there's things that she feels, you know, she got a problem with certain things about his job. Like, she feels like he brings a lot of his aggression his aggression home. So he's basically saying he don't want to talk about it. But Adjua was saying, yes, we agreed on those boundaries, but now that she's at Marriage Boot Camp, she sees that it's something they need to talk about. I think it's also because Adjua sees that as they're there, it's very therapeutic, and it actually works, you know, the stuff that they get off their chest and that they speak about. And plus they have someone mediating, and like Dr. Ish and Judge Lynn Tola. So she wants to get it all out, you know what I'm saying? And why not? You know, I don't feel like there really should be any boundaries. I mean, I respect it. I think there should be certain boundaries. Like, if there's issues with like certain family members or something like that, then I think you should leave that probably out of it or whatever. But if it's just between you guys, I think you need to kind of like just let it all out, or see if you could put in a contract or something. Can we get some type of separate counseling or something? Because you need to get them issues all out, you know. But anyway, Dr. Ish came. And one thing I'll say though, before I talk about Dr. Ish, is that when the couples that are on Marriage Boot Camp, when they're on there, it's like they're on TV twice, okay? They're on TV for us, right? We're watching them. But also Dr. Ish and Judge Lynn Toler are watching them as well from the cameras wherever they are. So it's just, anyway, but that's funny. So anyway, Dr. Ish comes in and he's talking to them, and he's telling them, you know, what's going on here. You guys having a rough morning and all that stuff. So they did speak a little bit about how the job, you know, brings the issue for them. And then Dr. Ish was saying, you know, they're kind of going through a situation where it's like they're on their third marriage, because they've been together for so long, and there's been trials and tribulations. Like the first time when he cheated, that was the end of their first marriage. So they're on their second marriage, and then their child dies, and now they're on their third marriage. So it's like every time when there's a major trial in their life, they have to learn how to start over, or learn how to love each other again through that trial. Or, you know, like because of the cheating situation, they got to build trust now. And so it's just a whole nother situation. So I really liked that whole analogy and everything. But he was saying that there's not going to be a fourth marriage. This is the last one. The third marriage is going to end with one of y'all walking away packing the bags. And I really hope that doesn't happen. But, you know, I think he kind of got through to them, and they appreciated that or whatever, you know. So okay, so next, they have a new drill, right, where they go up in this room and they see two chairs looking like electric chairs. So each couple has to sit in a chair. They got to tell each other what the problem is and all that stuff. And if one partner doesn't like what the other one is saying, they get a zap. Whew. So I really like Marriage Boot Camp and the idea of it, but the stuff that they be doing sometimes, I just like, I just could not do it. Anyway, so, you know, they're sitting in the chair, and to me it was kind of funny, especially when CeeLo went, because the way he was screaming It made it pretty hilarious. So when Bianca and Choses went, she didn't even get a man a chance to even talk. She was just zapping away, zapping. So he wasn't even able to say anything, and she was zapping him. I just kind of feel like she couldn't wait, because in her mind she feel like, this guy done caused me all of this pain. I don't even care what he gotta say. He gotta feel some of this. But I did respect how he didn't zap her back, you know, just to be petty. It kind of seemed like he took the high road and was a little mature about it. So that was a little growth, hopefully, you know. Anyway, so then something a little disgusting with Michelle and Stu. They were saying that the problem is that he doesn't kiss her in the morning. And he's like, she want me to put my tongue down her throat with morning breath, this and that, and the third. And it just sound disgusting. Like the way he was explaining it, it was gross. Like Adjua was like, ugh, I wouldn't want nothing to do with that. And I totally get it, girl. But the way Stu was going about it, it just made it sound even more gross. Like he was like, I just need to brush my teeth. Then later on, he was explaining to Adjua, saying, you know, I don't brush my teeth before I go to bed, so all the food is still stuck in my mouth. He was just creating a very disgusting, like, picture in my head and everybody's head when he was saying it. So it made Michelle look even crazier, but that's not the point. You know what I mean? If you've been with your man or your woman for a certain amount of years, of course you're gonna wind up kissing them in the morning sometime, you know what I mean? Hey, and if you haven't, then that's just you. It's just one of your things. But mostly you are gonna kiss your man or your woman when y'all wake up in the morning. Like, it doesn't always have to happen, but I'm just saying, like, sometime it is. So the point is that Michelle, she says she likes the kiss, and it's just that it's that affection, you know. That's her biggest deal, the affection that she's not getting from him. But when Dr. Ish tries to explain that to Stu, he was not listening, you know. Okay, so then after that we have we see a little more weirdness, in my opinion, from CeeLo. All respect to him, but when he said to Shani that he feels like she talks to him like she's a man, and in order for her to pipe down and get back in line, he got to disrespect her. I was like, what? I didn't understand what he was talking about. I mean, because I feel like since she's been in the house, she's been kind of like one tone. Like, she doesn't yell. She doesn't really talk with like any force or with an attitude or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like she's just real easy. And I just didn't get what he was talking about, you know? So in my mind, I was like, sheesh, it would be hard to be with somebody like him, because I don't know what he's talking about. But she did. She accepted what he said, and she took it, and that was that. And she said, I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying, this and that and the third. That's why he's with her, because she's probably the perfect woman for him, because he, that was just a weird thing for him to say. I'm sorry. I just did not get it. Like, this lady talks so calm. There's no bark. Like, there's nothing. I don't know what he's talking about, okay? Anyway, but as long as she understood, that's that. Because let him try to get with somebody else, and he will have such a hard time. Whew, if he think he got drama now. Anyway, so now they go, they got to go through more shocking, because they're going through this obstacle course, which I think Dr. Ish calls a shocktical course or something like that. So anyway, they got to hold each other's hands. Each couple got to hold each other's hands, and they can't switch hands. So if they switch hands, he turns up the voltage. All right. So anyway, of course, if they touch those wires, they automatically get shocked. So anyway, the whole purpose is getting through it without switching hands and without letting the hands go. Because if you let hands go, the voltage goes up as well. I mean, so Adjua and Styles, they had like these nice little maneuver. They was very close to the ground, you know what I mean? They did pretty good. But then you had Bianca and Choses coming behind them and showing that youthful side. So they did even better, and they did better when it came to time also. All right, but then we had Michelle and Stu, and they did terrible. They switched hands about 5-6 times, and so you know they was getting zapped up, and the voltage was mad high. So who knows what was going on there? But anyway, Dr. Ish was like, you guys do not follow instructions very well at all. So when they were done, he said, y'all got to go through it again. And I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't expect him to say they had to do it again, because the punishment was that the voltage went up, but he made them do it again, and this time they had to hold on to the hand and keep that hand, whatever hand they started with, that's what they had to finish with. So they finished or whatever. But then after Judge Lynn Toller came, she was talking to everybody, right? But when it came time to her talking to Stu and Michelle A, he's the only one that had to raise his hand. So we learned this week that Stu has a problem with listening, okay? He doesn't really want to listen to anybody, not just his woman. He don't want to listen to nobody. Maybe he thinks he's a know-it-all, and he, you know, I don't know, maybe. Because even before that, during the exercise, when Dr. Ish was trying to explain, during that first shock exercise, when Dr. Ish was trying to explain on Michelle A's behalf, he wasn't trying to hear it either. Stu wasn't trying to hear it. And Dr. Ish was like, this is not a discussion, you know, but he was still talking. And Dr. Ish is like, I told you it's not a discussion, but you're still talking to me. So the point is that you can see that this brother has a hard time either taking constructive criticism or just taking notes, period. All right. And that's what was going on after they was done with Judge Toller and everything. They went in the kitchen. They meaning, I know it was Shawnee, and I'm not sure if it was CeeLo there. I think CeeLo was there. Shawnee, CeeLo, and Stu. And he was basically saying that he majored in psychology and all this stuff like that, and he knows what he's talking about. Like all the stuff that Dr. Ish is talking about, he already knows about that, and he knows what active listening is. I can give you 18 cases, and if people repeat something back or whatever, that's proof of active listening or something. He said something where he was basically trying to prove that he knows what he's talking about. So Dr. Ish don't know Ish, basically, is what Stu is trying to say. Okay. And Shawnee was basically saying, I don't think that's what the whole point is. The whole point that Dr. Ish was trying to say is that you should be trying to take the note instead of preparing yourself to defend yourself, something like that. Or not be so prepared to defend, right? So that's basically what she was saying. Like, just listen. And because it is kind of like that. It's like, you know how they say some people, you talking to somebody, and instead of them really listening to you, they're really just focusing on what they're going to say back. They're more focused on the rebuttal than actually listening to what you have to say. Worst people, okay? That's how you know you ain't gonna get nowhere. When you're dealing with somebody like that, you know you're not gonna get nowhere, because you definitely need a mediator, because they're all about, I gotta say the next word. They're all about the rebuttal. I ain't hearing nothing you gotta say. Anyway, so after Shawnee says whatever she has to say, this guy goes out and he's talking all of this trash, and he's talking about Michelle A. First of all, Dr. Ish don't know what he's talking about. Michelle A. Didn't even say the right food that she had. She got her own breakfast wrong. That's not the point, bro. Like, that's not the point. The point is, even if she got her own food wrong, you were supposed to repeat the wrong food. If I tell you that my eyes are blue and they're not, it doesn't matter. You gotta repeat. If you're listening to me, you gotta repeat that my eyes are blue, whether I'm telling you the right thing or not. She could say she had a daggone whale for breakfast. You know daggone well she didn't have a whale. You were supposed to repeat that she had a whale for breakfast. It's plain and simple. So instead, he goes outside making himself look crazy on camera, walking around, talking to himself, doing all of this, and he just looking all kinds of crazy, okay? So I don't know what that was all about. And then he started talking about, oh, Michelle A, have you ever known anyone that's been paranoid? Like, he just started going off and saying stuff that didn't make any daggone sense. So I can't wait to see how far this goes with this guy, and see a little more, just go a little deeper into what's going on with this guy here, Mr. Chef, talking about, I want to go back to my chef world where I was traveling all over the world and this and that and the third. And okay, now you're like promoting yourself, and like, yeah, because that part just didn't sit well with me. Him doing all that on camera, it just made me feel like it was, what's the right word to use? Anyway, in a way, he was trying to plug himself. Something was going on, because you making yourself look crazy though, bro. Even if you was trying to do some type of self-promoting stuff during your little meltdown or whatever that was supposed to be, you was just making yourself look crazy. And you know, it's going to take a little more than that to promote yourself, that you're a chef or whatever, and you was traveling the world. People got to taste your food. So anyway, but that's all I had to say. Before I end the video, I also wanted to mention that since the first episode, I wanted to mention, where's Dr. V? I don't know. I think maybe Dr. V probably can't handle it, okay, when it comes to the hip hop edition, because the last time when they was on there with Waka Flocka and you know, some people from Love and Hip Hop or whatever, all they was doing was smoking weed all day long. And they even said something about it. Dr. Ish and Dr. V was like, y'all gotta calm down with the smoking weed stuff, you know, take it easy, whatever. And anyway, so maybe it's just not Dr. V's cup of tea, okay? But Dr. Ish said, I do it. Dr. Ish don't mind. He taking it on. He like, whatever, these my people. I got this. Anyway, guys, let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload videos like this one. And I will see you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.